Center, Aces Bail Bonds, Miranda & Sons Automotive, Bridgeport Auto Glass, Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, Haas Funeral Home.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez, and I am here at Perez Tire Center, which is located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, with the owner of the tire shop, Perez Tire Shop, Mr. Benny Perez. What's up, Benny? I will shake your hand, but we're going to have to do a little fist pump.
You got it.
Because as we both know, we got COVID-19, which is all over the place right now. Many people are concerned with what's going on. As you know, as a business owner here in the city of Bridgeport, a lot of businesses are shut down. Libraries, stores and restaurants, barbershops, bars. But the thing I wanted to point out to the viewing audience is that Perez Tire Center is here, open for business, and you're ready to meet the demand and the needs of the people of the community. So you being the owner of this establishment, I just wanted to come down here and meet with you so that you can reach out to the viewing audience and let them know what you have available for them.
Sure. Thanks, Jason, for stopping by Perez Tire Center. We're always happy when you come by. We want to take the opportunity to let you guys know, especially the community of Bridgeport, that I am a Bridgeport resident myself. And although I wish I could stay home, secluded from all the danger and my family as well, but we're here. We have a job to do, and like I said to my customers, they can close all businesses, but then they can't keep you in your homes. So, going out for a ride, driving your cars, whatever it is, tires might always be a need. We also have a lot of customers from the Bridgeport Hospital and the St. Vincent Hospital, and I know that their job is a must. They have to travel. Just God forbid they needed the tires. I want to be that guy that's open and ready to service them. Mm-hmm. At this time, it isn't about the money. It's about staying together and helping each other, and as a tight community here in Bridgeport. So whatever you guys need, new tire, used tires, flat repair, just air in your tire. Whatever it is you guys need, stop by at Perez Tire Center. We will always be open 7 days a week. We're here from 8:30 to 8 p.m. And we're here if you need us.
So your business was classified as a essential establishment, which means you have the right to be open because
Absolutely.
People are in need of tires.
Yes.
So even if someone has a simple nail stuck in their tire, come on down to Perez Tire Center, located right here at 72 Knowlton Street in Bridgeport. And I guarantee you that Benny Perez, his wife Christina, who also works here at the establishment, your whole family's here actually, Benny,
Yep.
and also your crew here that's working on a day-to-day basis will take care of whatever need is out there.
Absolutely.
Whether you work for the police department, AMR, if you work,
Especially.
if you work for St. Vincent's, Bridgeport Hospital,
Yeah.
or wherever it may be, just you as a local community resident. If you need tires, if you need, whatever it is that you need done on your vehicle, just come on down. But you don't only do tires and rims. You also service vehicles here as well.
Yes, we do. We do anything you need, guys. Brakes, whatever it is you got to get done, stop by here. We'll help you out. Check engine lights, TPMS lights. Whatever it is, you want to stop by and just take a look at the rims and want to get out of your house for a minute, stop on by, no pressure. I'll show you what the new styles are, and we'll talk for a little bit. We're not afraid.
That's right. And also I want to mention, Benny, because during the time right now, we were talking about this actually when I first got here, how, you were on a website and something that cost you, let's say, $15 a week ago, now they're trying to charge you $50, $75 for that certain item.
Absolutely.
So price gouging, hiking up prices for,
Yep, not here.
Yeah.
Not here. Absolutely not here. Absolutely. It might be the opposite of that. I understand that the situation it's critical, and you can count on us giving you the lowest prices always. And the bigger our business gets, the lower the prices are going to get. There's no question about that. Like I said, we're a family-run business, and we follow God, so we do the right thing.
So, Benny, before we go, what is your final words to the people of the city of Bridgeport? If you were to give them some hope, some encouragement, and some motivation, what would your final words be right now during this crucial time?
Well, I think the best thing out there is to stay positive and use the free time. Those who are not forced to be at work, to use the free time, spend time with your family, kids. Like I said, you don't have to necessarily be locked at home. Take a little walk to the park or whatever it is. Just breathe some air, relax, relieve that stress from everyday work. Like me, I work 7 days a week. I wish I could do that, but we have other plans in our family. So we're gonna hustle and we're gonna fight it all the way to the end until we're ready to. But words of encouragement and be like, stay humble and stay calm for sure. Stay calm, and we'll get through this just like every other thing that's been around in the world. So, like I said, take advantage of this of slow time, not having to go to work, and enjoy yourself. Read a book. Like I said, take a walk by the water or whatever it is. The weather's breaking, or clean your car. Come check. Now's the right time to clean your car. Start, spending some time in the garage, guys. If you need us, we're here. Stay calm.
Again, we're here at Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. This is Benny Perez, the owner of the establishment. Again, if you need their assistance, their services, even if it's a simple nail that's stuck in your tire, if you need some new rims, you need some new tires, you need some brakes, calipers installed, rotors installed, whatever the case may be. Alignments. Matter of fact, they have the cheapest alignment price in the state of Connecticut, $45 for a full vehicle alignment.
Four-wheel alignment, $45 for regular vehicles, trucks, SUVs, and lower cars. We do low riders. We charge $65 because it's a little different setup, but we're still the lowest in the state, absolutely. And the service here is number one. I stay here every day. I'm not the owner that sits home. I'm here. I'm watching my guys. I watch the customer, and I'm on it. If it's not perfect, tell me. We'll fix it.
Benny, I got one last question for you before I let you go. How important is it for the people of the community? All right, I understand that you have to remain home, keep that separation, distance yourself from people, and a lot of people are locked in being quarantined. But how important is it to get out here, especially during this time right now, to support your local businesses, small businesses in our city?
Oh, absolutely. That is key, man. It's always about giving back to the community. In my eyes, it's not take. Absolutely, we do a lot of supporting our we don't do a lot of donations and everything, and this is the time, especially now, these businesses, there's if you have to give free product, I don't see why you wouldn't. These people will come back to you and they'll remember that, just like us. Like I said, we just keep lowering down prices and take care of our people, for sure.
All right, so for you guys that are watching again, get out and support your local businesses. A lot of businesses are suffering right now because, people are shut in and locked in. Some places are delivering. Other places you can do a pickup. If you want to come down to Perez Tire Center, listen, you can drop your vehicle off here and come back and get it, in a day or two if it comes down to that.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? It is a very secured establishment. Benny Perez will give you nothing but the best service possible in the city of Bridgeport. So again, we're at Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And before we go, Benny, your phone number to your business.
203-612-1784. Open 7 days.
Open 7 days a week. Thank you guys for watching. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back momentarily. Thank you, Benny.
Antes de comer algo, cuando toca cualquier cosa, y si abres una puerta, para que el coronavirus vea que somos bacanos. Ya, cero besitos, cero apretón de mano, cubrirnos la boca si tosemos, estornudamos. No podemos tocar la cosa sin protección, y evitemos en lugares públicos aglomeración. Si tú de verdad me quieres, salúdame de lejito. Es la mejor muestra de afecto que yo necesito. Unidos podemos, cuidémonos todito, y a ese virus le ganamos trabajando en equipo.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. We are here now standing outside of what's called the Bridgeport Auto Glass, another small business located here in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, exactly at 1227 Barnum Avenue in Bridgeport. And I'm standing here with one of the owners, Linda. How you doing, Linda? I will shake your hand, but
Good.
the reason why we're here is because we have what's called COVID. we have the coronavirus, which is affecting a lot of small businesses. Not only small businesses, but it's affecting everyone worldwide. So the reason why I wanted to come out here is because I want to let the viewing audience know that Bridgeport Auto Glass is an essential establishment. Even though most businesses are closed right now in the city of Bridgeport, your business is open for the community. So I just want you to let the viewing audience know your days that you're going to be open, the hours, and the different types of services that you're providing besides just auto glass.
Yeah, as long as they don't tell us to close completely, we're going to be here open to the public and serve them. If they are afraid to come out to our shop, we can offer them the mobile service, which is good for them, so they don't have to come out and shake hands or something. So we offer that to them too.
See, that's good to know, because I didn't even think of mentioning that. As a matter of fact, you have one of your mobile vehicles right here. And if someone needs their glass changed, they actually can stay home. So if you're quarantining and you're locked in the house, you can still stay home. A representative will show up at their at their home in a professional vehicle and will change that glass right on the spot, which is really good. So the best way to go about establishing that connection with your business in order to utilize your services?
Well, we have our phone number, which is 203-916-7990, and I'm going to be answering the phones and offering them the service.
That's right. So if you call here to the Bridgeport Auto Glass, right, you'll be able to speak directly with Linda. All right, you'll be able to speak directly with this beautiful woman who works really hard here at I almost said Perez Tire Center because that was at Perez Tire Center earlier, but who works really hard here at Bridgeport Auto Glass with her husband, which is Pedro. Yep, both of you opened up this business here, small business in the city of Bridgeport. Both of you work extremely hard. You're here open, what, 7 days a week? 5 days, 6 days?
6.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
So you close on what, Sundays?
We're closed Sundays.
Okay. All right, so if anyone wants your service, they can also go onto your website at www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com.
Yeah.
Right? Or do you have social media? Facebook, Instagram, anything like that?
Not really, no.
All right, but all the information is on the website. Just go on there. Can they schedule their appointment on the website?
Yes, they can.
They can? All right, so go on to the website, again, at www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com and pick your date, whether you want to come here and drop off your vehicle. They'll hold on to your vehicle, right? You'll hold on to the vehicle, get it done, and then you can come within hours to pick it up.
Exactly.
Or if you want to stay home, still call, and they will send one of their professional staff members to change your glass on the spot at your home. Now, distance-wise, do you guys go anywhere in the state?
We just covered the 50 miles radius, so it's like about half an hour, 45 minutes away from the shop.
Okay, so that's a good radius. All right, so again, Linda, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will shake your hand, but I'm gonna give you give you a, there you go. I'm gonna give you a elbow.
Yes.
Again, we're here at Bridgeport Auto Glass in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. The reason why I'm out here is because I want to stress the fact that it's really, really important to get out there and support your local businesses, your local small businesses, whether it's a bodega on the corner, whether it's Bridgeport Auto Glass, Perez Tire Center. I mean, because everyone is feeling the pain of the effects of the coronavirus, COVID-19. We're all feeling this thing. So again, keep in mind that Bridgeport Auto Glass is here for your services. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back momentarily.
Don't despair over auto glass repair. For rapid, reliable auto glass replacement and repair, trust Bridgeport Auto Glass with over 25 years experience. We do all glass replacement, windshields, mirrors, door glass, sunroofs. For cars and a wide variety of trucks, we'll get you back on the road fast. Same day and mobile service available. Our fully licensed technicians can come to you, serving both New Haven and Fairfield counties, credit cards and all insurance accepted. Bridgeport Auto Glass, skilled, efficient, and affordable.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Super League Entertainment. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Listen, if you're watching, I'm going to ask you to please kindly press that share button and share this live broadcast into your timeline. With that said, without further ado, I'm going to present to you State Senator Dennis Bradley and Mr. Christopher Rosario. How you guys doing?
Good.
We can't really, give each other dap right now. But, as you know, coronavirus.
Yes, sir.
Affecting many, many people. Businesses, establishments, libraries are shut down. Restaurants are pretty much closed. People are locked in their house trying to quarantine. I know that you guys are up there at the Capitol in Hartford, and you're involved in all the different delegations and all the different things that are taking place in regards to our state, especially the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm going to give it to you, Chris. Can you just take it from there?
First and foremost, thanks for having us on the show. It's important that wish under better circumstances, but we get as much information out there as possible to our constituents, those that are impacted. Everyone's impacted, from our most senior people to even our children who aren't able to get to school and learn in a classroom right now. So we're working with the Board of Education, make sure they have distance learning to get online and learn. But most importantly, making sure that the public safety and the public health is there so that we can make sure everyone's safe and get through this. I know we can get through this.
How about you, Dennis?
Yeah, echoing the sentiments of Representative Rosario, we want to make sure that people stay as calm as possible, that their lives are not disturbed as we go through this process, that we remember that we have to maintain a spirit of unity as we go through this. There's a lot of misinformation happening here, so Jason, we want to thank you for this opportunity to share information, because I feel that the more we're informed about what's happening and the more we know about the possible spreads and how to alleviate some of the conditions that are occurring, I think the better off we're going to be in terms of not adding a fear element and a lack of rationality towards what's happening.
Chris, you're a part of the Connecticut House of Dems, and there's a couple of things that I just wanted to point out immediately. Was, first of all, we are here for you, Connecticut House of Dems. Can you elaborate more on that?
Absolutely. I've been very active on social media. Even though the Capitol is closed and we're not physically at the Capitol, we are available. My staff is available. Everyone's working remotely. If you were to email me, call me, not only do I get it, but my staff. Big shout out to my staff, Milagros Acosta, and also Alberto Negron, who does a lot of my press. So, and along with everybody else with the House Democrats, I know Dennis is going to share the same with the Senate Dems. But we're here, we're available, we're taking all your emails. We're getting a lot of calls about price gouging. People buying hand sanitizer that normally costs $2.99, they're buying it for $9.99, $14.99. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. I've been working with the Attorney General to make sure that those businesses get reported so they can stop that practice.
So, if this is, for example, a little bodega around the corner or something, charging people $15 for a pack of wipes, best approach to handle that situation?
They can go on our on my website, on my Facebook page, State Representative Christopher Rosario, and I have a link to report that to the Attorney General's office, or they can also contact me through you here on your network here.
Absolutely, and I want to say shame on the individuals that are out there doing that, especially in a time like right now. We're all experiencing something that was unexpected. Everyone is being affected by this coronavirus, and then individuals like that taking advantage of, first of all, people who don't even have money to support themselves, raising up their prices, and it's just a great offense and very disrespectful.
Yeah, no, especially we have a lot of folks they're really impacted. I was talking to Alex Pena, owner of Gala Foods. I know a lot of people have already exhausted their SNAP, their food stamp benefits, their WIC benefits. So I'm actually working with our leadership. I know Dennis is doing the same to make sure that we either replenish next month's early or double up through the state side. See what we can do to make sure that there are a lot of people that are food insecure.
Let's talk about the business tax deadline.
Yes, absolutely. I know the federal government just extended their tax deadline from April 15th to July 15th, and I believe the state is going to be following suit. They're in the process of working that with the Department of Revenue Services. I talked to Paul Mounds from the governor's office, so look for the state to do something similar. I've been in contact with Nate Moran, Allstate Insurance, also Liberty Tax. I know they're very heavily involved in our community with their taxes. I know it's tax time, and people are concerned. Are they going to be late to file their taxes, and especially our businesses who have been doubly hit hard. One of your sponsors, Joel from Evolution, not only does he own the sport bar, but he has the barbershop, and because of the executive orders, both shut down for now. So that's a dire situation for our business community.
Absolutely. What's your take?
Yeah, it's I think Chris hit a lot of the positives that are going on with places like Gala Food, who are not price gouging, who are not taking this travesty and trying to profit from it. There's a lot of concerns out there that people have in terms of taxes and things of that nature, which I think the state will equally respond and giving the appropriate extensions. I think the message throughout the board is here not to panic. There can be food crises if we allow ourselves to buy more food than we need. There can be issues when it comes to lack of sanitation and things of that nature. We have to consider those people who are in the front line of defending us, who work in the hospital, who work in the clinics, to make sure that they have the things that they need to be able to respond to the emergencies that are happening. But I think the recipe right now for success for all the families and the people who are watching is make sure you stay home, make sure you limit your contact with other people, and make sure you wash your hands as often, as frequent as possible. And if you have any symptoms, that you quarantine yourself from your loved ones and from other ones. But don't take this opportunity to create a havoc situation as an individual, right? Empowering every single individual watching. Don't take this situation to go out there and buy an exorbitant amount of food or an exorbitant amount of disinfectant products or masks or gloves or things of that nature when there's other people who are actually in dire need and might need those things. As far as what everything we've heard, grocery stores, emergency essential type of things are going to continue to work. So there's no need for us to enter into any panic at this time.
Yeah. So in regards to, and I'm going to bring it up, toilet paper. I mean, people are out there buying roll after roll,
Right.
box after box. I mean, the whole box running out of the supermarket with. I mean, is that necessary?
Well, I think, like as Dennis said, people are panicking. People feel like there's a need to hoard items. You might need the hand sanitizer and wash your hand not only for the coronavirus, but in case of people run out of toilet paper. You never know. That's a whole other situation. But definitely want to make sure that folks like those good partners out there, like Alex from Gala Foods, who are literally being stewards to the community, opening up their doors, and not only opening up their business, but to other communities from outside of Bridgeport,
Right.
because they're going to these big Stop and Shop and these big chains that they don't have these items, but Gala Foods has these items, and not only that, but they give back to our community all the time.
That's right. So what I want to do right now is I want us to just take a quick ride up the street to actually down to Gala Foods.
All right.
And I went down there. I met with Alex Pena, and we took a quick little walk through the store. And when he says that he has merchandise, he literally has merchandise down there. And he's doing his best to keep his shelves, stocked as possible. All kind of meats. I mean, he was a little bit low when I went there with the toilet tissue. But besides that, he had everything else there made available for the community. So we're going to take a quick ride down to Gala Foods and meet with Alex Pena, all right?
Vámonos.
All right, so you guys don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back momentarily. This is just a short, quick video of me with Alex Pena at Gala Foods, located right there on East Main Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez, and I am here with Mr. Alex Pena, owner or manager of Gala Foods, which is located right here in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, located on East Main Street in the city of Bridgeport. And Alex, listen, the reason why I wanted to come down here to meet with you is because we know everyone's aware of the fact that we're being plagued by coronavirus. People are going crazy all over the place. The shelves in all the stores are bare, naked, empty. But the thing that I want to point out to the viewing audience is that Gala Foods is located right here in the heartbeat, in the center of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and you guys have pretty much the majority of the stuff that people are in need of. Sanitary. I don't know if you have Perel. I don't think you could get Perel anywhere right now.
Nigga, that's liquid gold right now. It's impossible to find.
Yeah.
I've been out of stock for the past week on hand sanitizers, Clorox, wipes. We have also, it's crazy how anything that kills bacteria is out of stock right now.
Wow. Wow. But the most important thing is, you know what? At the end of the day, we could do without the toilet tissue. Nothing that some soap and water can't handle. The most important thing is the food.
Yes.
And for example, right now, as you can see right behind us, there's plenty of meat here at Gala Foods. I see you got chicken, pork chops, ground beef, steaks, really important items you have available here at Gala Foods.
Yes, we've been on our vendors, calling them, making sure that we get some items in. Like I said before, suppliers are limiting completely what they're selling to us. They're trying to get as much as they can to every single store. And we're trying to do the same thing. Once it gets here, we pack it, we make it, and right out to the refrigerators for our customers.
And another thing I want to point out is that while most stores out there are hiking up the prices on all the different items that they sell, today, something that costs $1 Right now it's like $10.
Correct.
So I just want to point that out as well, is that is something you can rest assured that if you come here to Gala Foods, you will not experience, correct?
I guarantee that 100%. Like I was explaining to you before, if the supplier raises the price, we have to raise the price. We're not here to kill the community. We're here to help the community.
Yes.
And that's what we've been doing here for the past 30 years.
Yeah. And as we were talking earlier, you had mentioned that, you know, this is a time where people are filing for their income tax, they're getting their tax refund, and unfortunately, people are having to utilize those funds in order to get food and supplies that they need to hold them down through this critical time. When it comes to Gala Food and the services that you guys provide, for example, you deliver.
Okay, so basically what we do is we do like a shuttle service. Right now we're doing shuttle services that you call the store between the hours of 9 and 7 o'clock at night. You tell us your address, and we'll go pick you up, bring you to the store. You can shop, and the only thing we ask you is just to spend $60 minimum. That's the only thing we ask you. So you come, you shop, you do your shopping. Once you're done, we take you right back home.
That's awesome. And you know what? I've never heard of that before. There's no other shopping center I've heard doing such thing. I mean, I think I'm going to have to myself start utilizing that service, because I already know if I come here, I'm going to spend over $60 easily, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But, you know, what is your message for the people in the city of Bridgeport? And not only Bridgeport, because you guys are located all over the place.
Yes.
You have another location on, I believe, Fairfield Avenue in
Fairfield
Bridgeport.
Avenue, yep.
But from Gala Foods right here in the city of Bridgeport on East Main Street, you as the manager, Alex Pena, what is your message to the people that's watching right now?
My message to the people is to keep calm, okay? Keep calm. We're going to get through this, you know, with faith and with God in our prayers. We're going to get through this. Make sure you guys, you know, get whatever you guys need, okay? Don't overdo it, you know. Make sure you have enough food for you and your kids, your family, and just take it easy. Don't panic. Yeah. The most important thing is not to panic. And just make sure you stock up on the essentials.
Yes, right. All right. Well, Alex Pena, thank you so much for the opportunity. All right, you guys, welcome back to Super League Entertainment. I'm here with State Senator Dennis Bradley and Rep. Chris Rosario. So, as you can see, we went down, Gala Foods, met with Alex Pena, and Alex Pena is doing whatever he can possible to help out the community. You know that Gala Foods is always there helping us. You know, yeah. Helping the people in the community.
You know, I'm glad that he stressed the message, as Senator Bradley mentioned before. Don't panic. Now is not the time to panic. You better be prepared, but don't panic. And I'm glad that I'm not sure that if you picked up a pernil or not, but doesn't smell like pernil in here.
No, I didn't get a pernil. I'm not sure if you went and got a pernil, but
I got chicken.
oh yeah, so we got some chicken.
Okay,
that's pretty much
good.
all I eat. But for the people that's watching right now, we have a good amount of people that's watching live right now. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, and you know, for the people that are watching, what would be your message to them, Chris, in this time of chaos?
Well, you know, I wouldn't even say chaos. I just want, you know, things happen in life, whether it's a snowstorm, floods, whatever. This just happens to be, you know, a pandemic. It's in the Bible. It was bound to happen. We're just living through it and going through it. And as the leaders in our community, we have to make sure that we get the resources that our people need, and let them know that we're going to get through this with faith, as Alex said. We're going to get by.
Yeah. So what about the people that's been laid off, and you know, they don't know what to do right now? No resources coming in. Next week they're not going to get a check. Best approach for them to take in their situation right now?
Well, you know, I know on my state representative page on Facebook, I put a lot of links in some videos on how to apply. I know the state has waived a lot of the requirements to apply. There's a great graphic here from Dennis's office. To file, www.filectui.com. So a lot of the requirements that were before, where you have to file and apply and then keep looking for other work, a lot of those things have been waived. We've had a record number of people apply. We're up to over 72,000 people that have applied for unemployment insurance. And rest assured, Dennis's office, working with my office and the rest of the delegation, any Bridgeport resident that has any red tape or any help to get those unemployment benefits, we're going to be there to help them.
Dennis, how close are you guys working with Mayor Gannon from the city of Bridgeport collaborating in regards to taking care of our community and the people that live here?
You know what? I want to commend the mayor. He's done a phenomenal job in making sure that we protect the vulnerable people in our community, specifically the senior centers, the senior citizens here in our community and the senior centers. In terms of making sure that they're properly fed. I actually was talking to Chris and other community leaders in our community with our city clerk, Lydia Martinez, said, what are we doing with our seniors that on a weekly basis the city of Bridgeport would facilitate hangouts and meat and food and giving them really, the food that a lot of our seniors come from African American backgrounds or Hispanic backgrounds and have ethnic foods that are particular or foods that they particularly like to eat that are traditional in that culture. And they're doing that. They're on top of making sure that the people who are in our senior centers and living in our facilities are getting food, they're getting the TLC that they need, and that they're being well cared for. Unfortunately, they can't be at those senior centers anymore because it's just a danger for everybody, and they're in the most vulnerable type of situations. But nevertheless, they're not going hungry, they're not going ignored, and we're making sure that we care for them. And that credit goes to, in large part, to the city of Bridgeport and what the mayor has been doing.
Governor announced that we so far have 3 deaths in the state. What's your take on that? I mean,
it's as the population that Dennis mentioned before. Unfortunately, actually, there was a 4th announced today. Most of those people are in that age category. People that are at this point 70 and above. So we need to make sure that population is at home, safe, whether they're with a loved one, they're homebound. Try to have as little communication as you can. I have my mother's elderly senior. She has dementia. She has a live-in nurse, and I'm trying to keep minimal contact, but make sure that she has the services and supplies that she needs.
Younger people, because the 3 of the 4 people who passed away are up in age, 80, 90. But let's talk about the younger crowd, 25, 30, 35, 40. I mean, how much of at risk are they?
Well, when you talk to medical professionals, a lot of those folks they're healthy carriers, but we have seen cases that, especially in New York State, 38% of the people that have been hospitalized have been between 20 and 45. So just because it may not be fatal for you, but this could knock you down for 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, especially if you have an underlying condition like asthma. So if you're 20 to 45 and you have asthma, you consider yourself just as at risk as anybody who's a senior.
Yeah. How about Meals on Wheels? I mean, are they still up and running?
Well, I do know the Bridgeport Board of Education. I want to also give a kudos to Mike Testani. He's been great. He's been on all our conference calls. Anything that he's asked of us, we've done, and vice versa. They're providing meals for children, Bridgeport school children. We're in talks of doing some sort of mobile delivery to those who are seniors and those children. Maybe have the buses go to their bus stop and deliver the meals there. So those are our things that are in conversation right now.
And I think, to piggyback on what Chris is saying, I think they've extended it to any parents of Bridgeport students as well, providing them the meals as well the crisis is going on. So they've done a phenomenal job in caring for everybody in the city of Bridgeport.
Excellent. Yeah. So how about Access Health? You sent me a flyer.
Yes.
And I want to put it up on the screen. I just want you to briefly break that down a bit in detail for the people that are watching right now.
Well, we have our state health exchange, and we had our enrollment period that had passed, but because of this virus, this contagion, they've provided a new special enrollment period. So if you don't have insurance and you want to get checked and you feel that you have the symptoms, you can call Access Health, get little to no cost health insurance. I know healthcare has been a big conversation in the national politics with the Democratic presidential candidates and the upcoming presidential election. But definitely, if you don't have insurance and you want to get insurance, the open enrollment period is open until April 2nd.
Excellent. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back momentarily, okay? Sure. So for you guys that are watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back momentarily, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds. Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at ACES Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with ACES Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call ACES Bail Bonds now.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
All right, you guys, welcome back. I'm here in the studio with State Senator Dennis Bradley and Chris Rosario, and we're touching on the coronavirus outbreak. So let's continue on. What direction you want to go in, Chris? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that's watching. They're concerned with what's going on. So much has been said. When you turn the TV on, that's all you hear is about how many infections have, I mean, the number of casualties is going up. How many people have died? I mean, that's all that's being broadcasted on pretty much every single network out there.
Well, I just want to reiterate to folks, if you can be home, stay home. The more you can keep they call it social distance, or we're trying to flatten the curve. The less people that are out in the community, the more that we can flatten the curve and make sure that people just don't transmit the disease, even though you can not have any symptoms and be contagious. And talk to your aunt who's 48 and has asthma. Now she could go to the hospital for an extended period of time. So if you can be home, stay home. Don't panic. Think of it as a snowstorm without snow.
Here we go.
You're just going to be home. You got light. You got cable. A lot of the utilities, thanks to the state of Connecticut, are utilities. They're not shutting off any of your utilities during this crisis. I know there's conversations about not paying, suspending rent and mortgage payments. So, those are things you don't have to worry about. Just stay home. The Board of Education, they just provided a link for online distance learning. Many of those hard packets are available. I know companies like Optimum, I've shared that on my state representative page. They're providing free internet for students. So Optimum Online, Altice, they're providing free internet. So please go to our pages. I know Senator Bradley's been sharing a lot of stuff. This pretty much the same stuff on his page as well. So if there are any questions, please go on our official pages and ask us those questions.
Senator Bradley, so the number was 50. Now they wound it down to 10 in a group setting. So in regards to like faith-based community churches, for example.
Sure.
What's your response to that?
Well, I give kudos to the churches. A lot of times they are not able to function as well without their offerings and donations on a regular basis. So I give kudos to them to taking the proactive steps that they've taken early on to have services suspended or have services offered on some sort of a platform like this, online or through some sort of streaming apparatus. So I give kudos for them to give people the spiritual need that we often need during these types of situations, but at the same time being mindful of the reality of what we're facing, that having large gatherings, having direct contact, person to person like that, we put all ourselves at risk. And like Chris was stating earlier, even though we might be healthy, there's a small degree of separation there. So we don't want to be reckless in our healthiness and possibly infect other people because we're not being mindful of other people's health conditions and seniority in life. So we want to be mindful of others.
And
to piggyback on that, the church has no walls.
Right.
So you could be in a mega church or you could be in a small room like this. Your faith carries on, and I give kudos to one of our colleagues, State Representative Charlie Stallworth.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the first to do an online service, and I know there are a lot of I've been on the phone with Rick De Jesus and a lot of local clergy in the Pentecostal Church of doing the same thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And really quick, what I want to do is I want to take a look at the people that's watching on Facebook, because there's a lot of questions down here.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that we acknowledge those questions, and hopefully either one of you be able to respond to those questions accordingly. Sure. So we got Geraldo Reyes, basically he's saying Palante, Representative Rosario.
Jerry.
Yeah, El Orgullo de Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, man. Puerto Rico's going through it as well.
Yeah.
Christine says sweet prices too. Let's see. It says here, Christina's asking, what's the name of this grocery store?
Gala Foods, 1050 East Main Street, 06608.
That's right. So
I need a commission from Alex.
Alex Peña, man, you're gonna have to pay us. It says here, thank you, Dennis Bradley and Chris Rosario, for always being concerned about the community and the well-being of our citizens. How are Bridgeport city kids getting food if they don't get rides to school? That's a question by Christina. Looks like it's Christina Ski.
If you go to the Bridgeport Public Schools Facebook page, I believe it's just Bridgeport Public Schools, and I know Senator Bradley just recently shared a list of schools that have free breakfast and lunch. So even if your child, I'll give you an example, my child, their closest school is Reed School, but they go to classical studies. So they can go, as long as they're a student, and at the Bridgeport Public Schools, they can go to their nearest school. They can go to Reed School to pick up their lunch and breakfast.
There's someone else on here asking the question, Madeline Hernandez Lopez, and she's saying, is there any news on Bridgeport resident Parker Rivera, who has been stuck in Chile trying to get back home?
Yeah.
Senator Blumenthal's office is working on it, as well as Congressman Himes. They handle a lot of the stuff with the State Department with international travel.
Wow. So really quick, I also want to throw up another flyer that we have in regards to services that are being provided through State of Connecticut Coronavirus Call Center 211, which is really important. We want to let the residents know in Connecticut, if you live in Connecticut and have a general question about COVID-19, call our Coronavirus Info Center at 211, or you can text the word COVID-19 at 898-211. You can respond to that, Chris.
Yeah, no, we have an active 211 line. We actually have a website as well that has continuous updates, especially with those folks that have questions on the unemployment. We've been hearing a lot of that. Those recently people that got furloughed or laid off due to this. But we want to make sure, and I see you have a lot of flyers behind you for these restaurants, but let's be mindful. If you can, support our small businesses. Right. I know Coquito is doing takeout and delivery. There are many, Mi Pueblo, El Pueblito. There are a lot of our businesses that are still open. And if you can spare the money and you can order online or order over the phone and have dinner, don't cook tonight, order from Coquito or somebody else.
Yeah, kudos to them for doing that, and echoing Chris's sentiments with that. Absolutely, being mindful of people who are going through hardships, being mindful of the reality that there's a lot of stressors that we have that aren't existing right now. In terms of, there is furlough benefits, there is unemployment benefits. So if you have been laid off, or if you are unemployed at this time, there are benefits that they can give you. In terms of mortgages, mortgage or foreclosures have been suspended in the state of Connecticut. So if you're in a foreclosure crisis, those things have been suspended. So a lot of the things that worry us in terms of our kids eating, or in terms of our community being taken care of, or in terms of our seniors being watched after, those things are being addressed. So if anything anybody can do to spare a little bit more, to give to other people in our community, like our small businesses, like the restaurants in our areas, please do. Make sure you reach out and give to those restaurants, because they're in dire needs, to make sure that when this is all said and done, their doors get opened again.
Excellent. With that said, we're going to take another quick commercial break. All right, guys?
All right.
All right, so for you guys that are watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back momentarily from this commercial break. Looking for custom wheels? Looking for quality and professional service? Do you need a flat tire repaired? Are you looking for a $45 alignment and the lowest prices in the state? Come to Perez Tire Center, located in the city of Bridgeport. At Perez Tire Center, we take pride in our selection and service. We are never short on inventory, and we give you the best guaranteed lowest prices up front. At Perez Tire Center, we slash the competition and will beat the other guys. Financing is available and no credit check is needed. We also install batteries and tires on recreational vehicles, trailers, and motorcycles. If you need it, we got it. Perez Tire Center is open 7 days per week, located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Guys, welcome back to Super League Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez, and we are here in the studio with Dennis Bradley and Chris Rosario, talking about the effects of coronavirus and the way the state of Connecticut is responding accordingly. Whether it's Bridgeport, Hartford, you name it. I mean, you guys are out there, digging and pushing in regards to taking care of us, your people who you represent. So, and I want the people to know tonight that you're not here because you're trying to get a vote. And neither are you. You're here because I personally invited you. You were willing to come down and be a part of this episode in regards to the effects of the coronavirus. So, again, I mean, what else? What other direction you want to go in, Chris?
Well, I just want to make sure, a lot of us have young school-age children at home. And I think it's important that, even us as adults, we have anxiety, we have fears, of what's happening out there in the world. It's important that we have those conversations with our children, make sure that they're okay, make sure to keep their minds stimulated through either learning online or just having, family conversations. I know growing up when I was a kid, we used to sit around the dinner table and have an actual real conversation with our family.
Well, there's plenty of time to do that now.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to do that now, and plenty of time to do the chores. So if any of my kids are watching out there, get to it. Even though it's a Friday night.
Yeah.
Talk about taking lemons and making lemonade. Chris Rosario, I think, hit the nail right on the head. I was recently with my girl, and we got tired of being on our phones. We got tired of watching the news because you see the same things over and over again. So it's an opportunity to reconnect with our close families, to have a conversation with them that's meaningful and deep, and to be mindful of our neighbors, to pray for our country. I think that Jason, I think you said it so eloquently when you said that this is not about politics. This isn't a pro or anti-Trump. This isn't a pro or anti-Joe Ganim or Chris Rosario or Dennis Bradley. This is about the people.
That's right.
And making sure that people are well cared for. And kudos for you for taking this time and taking the risk, really, to get us all together here to talk about these things. To whatever degree it's a risk, but nevertheless, it's about that mindfulness that we have to make sure that we reassure people, that people understand that this is not the last days, that this is an opportunity for us to really bond as a family, as a community, and to be mindful about how we treat our neighbors.
Absolutely. And I just want to thank you guys for coming down, your willingness. I mean, I sent you a simple text and both of you responded instantaneously. It was like, let's make it happen. Yeah. And I think that's really important, especially in a time like right now when our community is in need. Basically, people are suffering. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, when they started talking about this whole coronavirus, I mean, I was one of those that took it lightly, made jokes here and there. I mean, pretty much like the good majority of the other people that are out there. But then I realized, you know what, this thing is big and it's really, really serious, and people are being affected by it. And, the number is just going to keep going up.
Well, I think this is a real hard lesson for us to learn going forward. You gotta have some sort of emergency plan. Always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So when we get through this, make sure that you have enough bottled water, medicines, things of that nature, and have communication with your family. Meetup points if you have children, just in case, because you never know. We could be dealing with a much graver situation.
And also I want to mention, our island of Puerto Rico. I mean, they had multiple earthquakes. They've been just going through the fire, man.
Right.
Now they're on lockdown. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but Puerto
Yeah.
Rico is dead. Like, there is nothing going on over there. What's your take on that?
Well, my take on it, I think Puerto Rico, from family I've talked to back home, they're already on edge, that they feel that they were left behind multiple earthquakes and now hurricanes and earthquakes. They're afraid they're going to be left behind now with this epidemic. And even Senator Bradley's native country, Dominican Republic, big saludo a la gente dominicana out there. It's all love, and they're experiencing the same things. They have a huge tourism industry, similar to Puerto Rico. Now people can't travel, so that's really going to hurt them economically, but also of their health as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's the DR doing?
Well, you know what? I have not heard specific stories in terms of actual factual reporting. What Chris has said, I've heard nationally in terms of news reporting that there are situations like that. But I'll tell you what, there's few people who are as resilient as the Puerto Rican Dominican community, as a lot of our Latino communities here in the city of Bridgeport. The Puerto Rican community specifically has time and time again shown itself an ability to pick themselves up from their bootstraps and keep pressing forward with the assistance of federal government and with a lack of assistance of federal government. So the measures that they're taking, I think, are wise to prevent the spread of any possible diseases. And I know that if something were to happen in the island of Puerto Rico, there are a few people who have the backbone and the strength to fight through it. So my prayers go out to the Puerto Rican community, to the Latino community, to the Dominican community, and to our city here at Bridgeport. I know we're going to get through this because we are resilient people.
In regards to testing, I mean, how is that being played out? I mean, it feels like they dragged in regards to the response to test people. And I mean, do you think it could have been handled differently?
Again, I don't want to turn this into, a finger pointing situation here, but our federal government, they had a pandemic response team under previous administrations, even back to Bush, the last Bush administration. This administration came in and disbanded it, and when this situation happened, they literally got caught with their pants down. They had no way to be ready for this. But I'm hopeful that we've learned from our mistakes. I know this won't happen again, and even at the state level and even to the local level, you never know. We prepare. We have enough salt for snowstorms. We have enough sandbags for a flood. Never in a million years. This is almost like a Hollywood script that you're dealing with a pandemic, a public health situation of this magnitude. I don't think anybody was prepared, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Also, they mentioned that the new amphitheater that was supposed to be opening up, I believe, May of this year, has been pushed back to May of 2021.
Correct.
So, it's affecting a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I just hope that this thing just disappears.
Well, if I could go back to the testing, we want to make sure, and I know Senator Bradley had mentioned this before earlier on social media, you have to have a doctor's note or a script to get tested for COVID. If you're going to drive up to a COVID testing facility and don't have a doctor's note, you're potentially putting yourself at risk to get infected to have COVID, even though you may just have a common cold. Or asthma or seasonal allergies. So just to the public, please, if you're gonna go get tested, if you feel that you have those symptoms, call. I don't think they even advise you to go to a doctor. Call and say, I have these symptoms, shortness of breath, coughing, fever. Call the 211 line, call your primary care physician, and that way they can, get you those scripts. And also, I've been hearing reports, I know St. Vincent's is under Hartford Healthcare, because of the lack of tests that they have. They're only taking people that are in that network of Hartford Health, and I know Northeast Medical Group is Bridgeport Hospital, Yale. So just be mindful of that as well. There are limited amount of tests. The good news is that a lot of I believe Yale has replicated the test, and so has Jackson Labs. That are located here in Connecticut. So if you've seen the number of cases expand in Connecticut, it's because now there are more tests. They're making it here in Connecticut.
Okay. Really quick, Chris. Someone is asking a question on here. Area Rello. Can parents go and get lunch without the kids?
No. I was told no by the superintendent. Okay. I would go to the Bridgeport Public Schools website, but I was on a call with the superintendent earlier today. It is my understanding under the federal guidelines for the school lunch program, parents must be accompanied by their child.
Okay. So we got a couple other people that's watching on here. I'm just trying to catch all the questions that the people in the general public have, which is really important. And so thanks for keeping us updated. Thanks for reaching our community and this serious. Oh, and the seniors. Jerry Negron says hi, cuz. Is that you?
Yeah, it's my cuz. It's my cuz. What's up, Primo?
All right, and then I think we already read this question, but again, we're here in the studio in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I have State Senator Dennis Bradley and State Rep Chris Rosario, and we're just here talking about the coronavirus and the effects and the way the state of Connecticut is responding accordingly. And I think that a lot has been done, and I think that it's just going to continue, to increase, and things are going to turn out for the not the worst, but things are going to get better. Things are definitely going to get better.
I do want to give kudos to Governor Lamont and in turn Governor Cuomo in New York. He's really provided a lot of leadership at the, even though he's just dealing with New York State as a whole, but I think governors across the country are really taking his lead on the way he's attacking this and really flattening the curve. If we didn't take these steps that we took, closing down nightclubs, closing down bars, closing down barbershops, if we didn't take these steps, this could be much, much worse. And it's the difference between life and death.
Dennis, your final words for the people that are watching right now.
Yeah, I think this is a storm, which is obviously a storm, which is a critical storm, something unprecedented in our history here in this country, in the world. But I think it's also an opportunity for us to reflect and to be mindful about the fact that, like a lot of storms, this too shall pass. Let's be kind to each other. Let's be respectful. Let's be mindful about our distancing, social distancing. Let's not make a joke of these things. Let's not make light of these things. But again, let's not also be so overwhelmed in fear that we are unable to be caring of each other and loving of each other. So there's a lot of things out there that the state has already done to help people who are in need, to help make sure that the communities and their immediate needs are addressed. But I think that what we need to do right now in this time is to not make it greater than what it is in our minds and in our hearts, but really look inwardly to our God and to make sure that we care for one another.
Excellent. And really quick, I just want to mention on here, Madeline Lopez. She's saying that Yale New Haven Health said everyone needs a prescription and appointment. All right. And then Catherine is saying, thank you both for the community locally. I can't even read the comment, but thank for all that you do, both of you, for the community locally and statewide.
That's my favorite constituent, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. That's my favorite constituent.
And just a couple other questions. Yes, thank you both. Love you, brothers. God bless. So, Chris, your final words for the people that are watching before we get going.
Well, first, one love, Jason. I love you, brother. Final words to the people. We're going to get through this. Keep your faith. And we're always going to be here for you. I know Senator Bradley and I, we communicate daily, almost hourly on what's happening out there. You can count on us and our staffs. Jason, thank you so much for getting the word out there, telling everybody about these services, and hopefully when we come back, it's under better circumstances.
Absolutely. With that said, I think we're pretty much done. Anything else that you want to throw out there to the viewing audience? We have a good amount of people that are watching. People, they stood intact with us throughout the duration of the show. So if there's something that we haven't touched on, now's your opportunity to nail it, man.
Just briefly, support your local Bridgeport businesses. It's a weekend. Hopefully you got paid. Go out, order from one of the local businesses. Massimo's open. Pantanal's open. Coquitos is open. A lot of these places are open. Order, take out, curbside.
Ditto on that. Being mindful of what we said already. This is not the last conversation. This is not the last supper type of mindset that we should have. We're going to be out there in the community. Chris and I are going to continue to be out there. Jason's going to continue to be out there in the community. These conversations are a growing conversation. There will be new developments. There will be new numbers. Let's not be fearful of what we see out there. And let's be mindful to protect and care for one another as we all go through this hardship.
Excellent. And I think we have concluded the duration of the show. I want to thank you, Dennis, and Mr. Rosario for coming down and being a part of what took place here tonight. And again, this studio, which is located in downtown Bridgeport, is a platform created for the people of the community and a platform where voices can be heard. And I believe that the people that were watching heard every single thing that you had to say to them tonight, especially in a dire, critical time as we're facing right now throughout the world, not only in Connecticut, but worldwide. So thank you so much for coming down. I truly appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right. And I just want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in. Again, we'll be here next week, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Tune in. Same time, same place, same channel. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. God bless and have a good night, guys. Take care.